All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. I'm an entrepreneur coach. At the end of the day, what we're doing is we're talking to entrepreneurs, right? I'm the founder of the Kaizen Academy. We believe one step at a time, you can change your whole life. You know, the concept of Kaizen is pretty simple. What we're saying with Kaizen is that at the end of the day, if a penny keeps on doubling 31 days straight, you got $10.7 million, not 10.7 million pennies, because that would be amazing too. But you got $10.7 million. You hear me? $10.7 million. And at the end of the day, man, good morning, good morning. DJ Jamad in the house. That's what's up. Yeah. What's up, Adam? So what you're talking about is a world where Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world, this idea of compounding. And the fact that if you will move with intention, you can compound, okay, your efforts. You can compound the power that you're able to get from your time. You're able to compound, okay, the money. And that's life, baby. Either you're sort of like minimum wage minded, where you're like, yo, I can't afford that Starbucks. You're let's say middle class minded, where you're like, you know what, I deserve some Starbucks. Or you're millionaire minded, where you're saying to yourself, yo, check it out, man. The power of this $7 a day I'm spending on Starbucks, multiplied times 5 is $35 a week. If I multiply that times a month, that's $140 a month that I could be doubling up on my car note. I could be doubling up on I could be paying up my bills in advance. I could be taking that money buying Bitcoin. I could be through my Cash App. You know, Cash App will just let you buy Bitcoin. Just push the button and you can be on a weekly purchase of it. You don't have to do nothing special. You just purchase the coin, right? Or you jump into an ETF. My point is that when you're millionaire minded, you're thinking a different way. And that's what we're encouraging you to do every morning, 7 days a week. What I'm going to do, right? I'm going to go ahead and call in on this live line so we can get this party started. How's everybody feeling this morning? Check in, baby. Like, let them know where you're coming in from. We want to know. I'm going to call in on this line and get everything cracking.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time, because we're going to bring the millionaire out of... Please enter your...
Thank you. Announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Maybe you're checking in from Facebook. Maybe you're checking in from YouTube. Right now, that's my favorite. Maybe you're on the Millionaire Mind Line. Maybe you're on Clubhouse. But regardless, I want to say good morning to you. And I want to claim millionaireship for you, right? I'm an entrepreneur coach. My name is Haziq Ali. And if you're somebody who's looking to do everything you can with everything you got, then you're in the right place at the right time. Yesterday, we started talking about this home-based business stuff, man. COVID, you know, the world in general, people are getting aware of the fact that one income ain't enough. 2 jobs are for 2 people. And so you say to yourself, well, damn, let me do a home-based business, right? Like, let me figure out a way that I can begin to create financial freedom from the space of my phone. Just a phone. All I need is a phone, right? And some internet. And I can literally create enough income where I don't have to keep living paycheck to paycheck like most of America. Listen to me. 25% of America has no savings at all. Half of America, but at least some of them have a retirement because they have the type of job where maybe they're pouring into a 401k. But check it out. Half of America doesn't even have a retirement. Now, we're talking about the richest country on the planet, and most of America doesn't even really start taking retirement seriously until they start hitting their 40s, until they start hitting their 50s. You don't have to wait that long, y'all. They start hitting their 60s. Now it turns into kind of like a panic. But here's the good news. You can work from home and create a retirement. You can work from home with internet and a phone and change your whole life. So if you have somebody who's looking to build a business, who's looking to build a business from home, then this is something incredible that you can put into place. That's right, Jeff. This is something incredible that you can put into place that will allow you to change not only your life, but the lives of the people that you love. So yesterday we got started. You can go back and watch yesterday's training. If you are missing some of that, we left off yesterday on one of the things that you need to be doing when you're working from home is you really truly and in a powerful way, okay, need to be looking at your target market, right? We talked about how the first step in this whole revenue acceleration cycle is leads. But a lot of people don't have any idea what kind of lead they're looking for. So we said you need to identify your target market. Everybody remember that yesterday? We kind of left off on that. The next thing is that you got to identify the value proposition. And we talked about that a little bit, like how I could be talking to this guy, you know, he's a pastor for the local church. And I may have this idea that he could do a financial literacy class on King Solomon's principles. And then we went through this whole exercise where I asked you, whose job is that to think of that? Is he just going to come up with that because I have some financial resources company that does credit improvement and lending? Is he just going to think all of that off the top of his head? Of course not. So I have to identify the value proposition. That was number 5 yesterday. I'm the one. So many people make this mistake. They go in there and say, man, this is so great. I know you're going to see it just like I see it. I know you're going to see it just like I see it. How ridiculous is that, y'all? How ridiculous is that? I know you're going to see it just like I see it. How arrogant is that of me? I know you're going to see it just like I see it. How special do I think I am? I know you're going to see it how I see it. How regular do I think I am? How ordinary am I thinking I am? I know you're going to see it like all of that's wrong. You're not ordinary. You're not regular, and you shouldn't be becoming mediocre. Your job is not to be interesting. Your job is to be interested. And that leads us to number 6, baby, which is know where to find your market. You need to know where to find them. That's number 6. Somebody give me that in the comments. Know where to find them. Y'all awake this morning? Let's go. Know where to find them. Because this is what I'm saying, y'all. After you've picked this lead out, it's not about you doing this kind of general, you're doing a billboard, you're doing general advertising and promotion, you're talking to everybody. No, that's not going to work as well as if you send your message directly to the people who are most likely to buy whatever it is you're selling. Do you hear me? What websites do they surf, y'all? What pages are they on? Who do they rock with? What organizations do they belong to? That's where you want to focus all of your marketing efforts. Think about that now. You're saying that you've picked out a market. Now, if you haven't picked out a market, you're ignoring the first step in this whole thing. All my Kaizenites know, everybody that's millionaire minded knows, your whole business starts with leads, right? And we give you a whole 3-step process for that in the academy, right? Where it's literally, listen to me. Who do I want to sell to? Who's already selling to them? And then who's the easiest people in that group to sell to? Who are the ones I need to pick off? And how do I do that? What do they hate about what it is they're currently doing? Right? We talk about that. Now, if you don't think about that, you're skipping a step. You're trying to read a book without even understanding the alphabet. Maybe you got all the consonants, but you're missing some vowels. Can you imagine trying to read and you can't even understand each sentence because you're missing just 5 letters, but it's so important. That's what you're doing when you're skipping these steps. So when we're on number 6 and I'm telling you, you got to know where to find your target market, I'm asking you, what magazines do they read? What Instagram pages are they on? What websites do they go to? If you try, you can look at the data they're giving you and you can surmise a lot of this. But most of us don't even do that. We don't even go look at our current we don't even go look at our prospects page and get a feel for who they are psychologically. Because once you understand where to find them, man, once you understand where they hang out, you're going to understand where all these people like that, because birds of a feather, baby. You know, we already talked about how making this list of 50 people is it's not the worst thing you can do. Heck no. But it's going to work much better if you're talking to 50 people who actually could possibly need what it is that you're offering. Does that make sense to somebody out there? If that makes sense, somebody say, know where to find your market, and then give me a share. Know where to find your market. That was number 6. Know where to find your market. Give yourself a ranking on that scale of 1 to 5. Do you know where your market hangs out? Be honest with yourself or you can't grow. Do you know where your market hangs out? If you were to be honest with yourself and you understand what kind of leads you're looking for, do you know where they're hanging out at? Do you know what pages they love? Because that's who you should be DMing. Not them. You should be DMing the pages they love. And that's where your value videos should be going. Hello? Instead of you putting $50 over here and $50 over there, maybe you should be giving it to that Instagram page that your audience is looking at. Come on now. You have to become a star in your world. They have to think this and then they think your name. You get me? But how are they going to do that if you don't know where to even go to put yourself in front of them? It's so simple. You got to understand. Martin ain't a TV show because Martin is funny. Martin is a TV show because it's going to attract this demographic. And then these advertisers have a way to shoot the fish in the barrel. The content just gathers the fish in the barrel. Y'all ever heard that expression? It's like shooting fish in a barrel. How hard is it to miss some fish if you're shooting in a barrel, right? So that's where the expression comes from. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Well, what the content does, whether it's Martin, whether it's American Idol, whether it's some kind of like gossip Instagram page, it gathers all the fish in a barrel, baby. And then all you do is bring a gun. But if you're ignoring where they, you see what I mean? Where do you give yourself that? Where do you give yourself on that? That's right, Jeff. That's right. Damn, my man Brian give himself 5 on that. That's amazing. Kermit gives himself 3. Kermit feels like he kind of knows where they hang out. Okay. What you guys rank yourself on that? What you guys rank yourself on that? All right, here's number 7. Here's number 7. Just something to think about. I know some of you are driving around. You can't throw your rank in there. Thank you for everybody for playing around. All right, here's number 7, y'all. Differentiate yourself. Differentiate yourself. That's number 7. If you want to win with your home-based business, then you have to stand out. How are you going to be outstanding if you look like everybody else? Why should they buy from you instead of the other rep in your company? Write that down. Somebody give me that in the comments. Why should they buy from me instead of somebody else in my company? Why should they buy from me instead of somebody else in my industry is one level of it. But your company probably laid that out for you already. Now I want to get a little deeper with you, right? You're an entrepreneur. You tough, right? Now I want to ask you something. I want to ask you, how do you stand out from everybody else in your company? Give me that in the comments if you feel me. I'm saying, how do you stand out from everybody else that does what you do? You get what I'm saying? Because you got to differentiate yourself if you're going to stand out from all of the billions of other people on this planet, all of the hundreds of thousands of other people in your industry, all of the thousands of people in your company. Baby, you got to stand out. And a great way to do this is to tell your personal story. Do you hear me? A great way to do this is to tell your personal story a lot more. Facts tell, but stories sell. You're doing a home-based business, but do we even know why you're doing it, man? Do we even know what you went through that made you have this revelation? Are you even sharing with us you're a soccer mom? So if I'm a soccer mom, I can connect with you. Are you even sharing the fact that you got 3 kids? So if I got 3 kids, I can connect with you. Are you even sharing the fact that you were living paycheck to paycheck and this feeling that it felt to have to put back the name brand butter and get the butter that wasn't as healthy for you, right? You're the one that felt that feeling when the cashier looked at you with pity and said that she would pay for it for you. But if you're not telling your story, how are we supposed to resonate with you? How are we supposed to be like, damn, I just went through that last week. Oh my God, God is talking to me right now through this lady or through this man. You hear what I'm saying to you? And check it out. That's something nobody else can bite. You know, people gonna bite your style, right? They're gonna jack your swag. You know what I mean? They're gonna try to soak up your drip, but they can't do that with your story. You hear what I'm saying to you? Here are 5 other ways you can set yourself apart. Here are 5 other ways. If you want them, let me see, set myself apart. Let me see, set myself apart. Set myself apart. If you want 5 ways real quick, I'm gonna give you 5 real quick. I'm gonna give you 5 ways to set yourself apart. If you want them, let me see, set myself apart. Set myself apart. Set myself apart. If you want 5 of them, I'm gonna give you 5 of them real quick. All my millionaire minded already know this. because a lot of this is in that class called Monetize Your Brand. You know, if you haven't taken that class, make sure you jump in there. I would jump in there and take that class if you are in the Kaizen Academy. That's a good thing to just listen to while you riding around getting it, y'all. Set myself apart. Set myself apart. All right, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Set myself apart. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Set myself apart. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Set myself apart. Yeah, Vita Lachey is in the house. All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, check it out, y'all. One, you can offer a loyalty program, right? You can set yourself apart by offering a loyalty program, right? Two, you can offer a higher level of service. Now, that loyalty program, I'm not going to get you, right? If you take the class, we fill in all of the different ways that you could do that. But I mean, it's not rocket surgery. You know what I'm saying? Boom, higher level of service. Higher level of service. What can you do to differentiate yourself from everybody else by maybe you've gone and forged relationships with other people that can help them achieve their goal. Maybe your company just handles the first step of their goal and you reach out to some other people to give a higher level of service. You could do that to differentiate yourself, right? You could customize your offer, right? What are you doing to make your offer irresistible? Like, what have you done to go off and interview some experts in the field? So now you have this collection of powerful content that makes your offer different than everybody else that's doing what you're doing, right? I mean, what are you doing to go out there and gather a strategy guide or a blueprint or a white paper, some kind of ultimate report on what it is that you know your perfect customer is looking to achieve, right? You could develop your own marketing website if your company lets you. If your company lets you, maybe you have a website, you know, that's just talking about you and your love for the game and your story, et cetera, so forth, right? Fifth is you could do an email newsletter. How easy is that in 2021? Okay, you only got 10 people in your newsletter. I bet you could get it to 100 in a couple weeks. I bet you from there you could get it to. All you do is use some of the tips and techniques we give you every morning. Remember the time I was telling you how you could just start giving them and then say, hey, we're going to finish. I ain't got time, but you can inbox me for the rest. Boom, you just got an email. But are you even thinking this way? Because if you're really looking at your home-based business as something that can create financial freedom, ain't it time to start being a scientist? Oh, we love being an artist because artists get to do what they want. But ain't it time to approach our business like a scientist? Shouldn't we learn the rules like a scientist so then we can break them like an artist? If you're ready for number 8, give me a number 8 in the share. Rank yourself on number 7, y'all. How different are you from everybody else in your company? How different are you? How many of these techniques are you already using, right? If you're using all 5, you can give yourself a 5. But let me see your rank on how you are differentiating yourself. How you are differentiating yourself. What score are you giving yourself on that? Differentiating yourself. Keep it real. Keep it real. You're not going to grow unless you can't grow your numbers unless you know your numbers. Where you at? Where you at? Scale of 1 to 5. How different do you think you are from everybody else that does what you are? And how well are you expressing it? Like we gave you 5 different ways. Do you have a loyalty program? Do you have some special offer that nobody else gives in your company? Have you developed your own website, right? That was the 3rd one, right? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, do you have a newsletter, right? How many of those 5 are you already doing? What's your score on that? Yeah, Brian said 2. All right. Here's number 8, y'all. Here's number 8, y'all. Number 8 is make appointments. Number 8 is make appointments. I know these are rough. I know these are rough. I appreciate your bravery. Appreciate that, Vita. Okay. Julian probably meant 3 or 4 when he said 8. It's all good. Oh, no. He was saying it's time for number 8. He like, move along, bro. Okay, Dennis say number 2. All right, Kerman say he give himself like a number 3. All right, here's number 8. And I know this is hard. It's rough judging yourself. You know what I mean? It's rough really looking at yourself, but you're not going to be able to grow yourself unless you know yourself. You hear me? All right, so number 8 is making appointments. Number 8 is making appointments. I'm challenging you to ask yourself how many appointments you set up like a professional. Man, me and my homie was talking the other day. And we were saying, like, even in the world of dating, man, sometimes fellas as entrepreneurs, we just call the girl the same day. You know what I mean? And then they mad at us because they want to do their hair, they want to do their makeup, they want to do everything in here. We just spring it. Now they frustrated, like, Haziq, I just can't do this last minute. And you know what I mean? They mad at you. You know what I mean? When you was just trying to get something to eat, because in your mind, you in your mind. But what about them? See, that's what you're doing. You know, one of my mentees calls me and he goes up in the spot and he's just like, hold on. And then he just calls me as his expert and whatnot, right? I could be in the movies. I could be having lunch. I could be in the throes of passion. You don't know what the person's doing. That's not how we do it. We don't just call the expert just out the blue. What we do is we make an appointment, but not just for the expert. It's also for us. Because what you get to do right then is next thing you know, you're able to research this person. You're able to come with a different kind of vibe. You're able to differentiate yourself. You're able to take time out and gather intelligence that you can give to the expert so that he or she can do their work for you much easier and much better. You see what I'm saying? All the intelligence that you give that expert allows them to do their job. The more info you can give the expert, the more powerful the expert can come through for you. But that's what you're doing when you're making an appointment. Too many people mix the invitation with the presentation and mess themselves up. I'm going to tell you something. Whoever sets the most appointments makes the most money. You know, this weekend on the Kaizen Academy, we're actually doing a whole class on setting appointments. We had technical difficulties this past weekend, so we didn't do it. So everybody that registered, you know, obviously you're in there already. But if you want to register, and it's funny, I actually got to change this date. But if you want to register, then what you can do, right, is you can go to millionaireminded.com. It's called Magic Words. That's literally what it's called. It's called Magic Words. And I'm going to give you these language patterns that allow you to set appointments, right? Like if you've been checking your email, I've been sending you all kinds of it's really NLP. It's really what they call neuro-linguistic programming, but y'all don't care. You ain't got to know how electricity works to flip a light switch. But what I'm saying is sometimes when you say things like, hey, I just got involved with, their mind automatically starts thinking of excuses. Or when you say, hey, would you be interested in, hey, what's up, Johnny? Oh, everything cool. Hey, check it out, man. Would you be interested in, their mind already go, no, because you're using stuff that automatically cuts it off. But the law of polarity is simple, right? Law of polarity says if there's a right, there got to be a left. If there's an up, there got to be a down. It's the law. So if there's a sentence that turns them off and makes them say no, there's probably some patterns that make them say yes, right? You know, and so we're going to go through it. And it's not for you to do the presentation. That's a whole different kind of training. But what it is going to do is help you get those appointments so you can hurry up and be like, oh, well, I don't have time to talk about it now. But, you know, let's exchange information. We'll talk later. But they're going to ask you like, hey, what do you mean? Oh, man, okay, tell me a little bit more about that. And it's instant. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm just sharing this with you because whoever makes the most appointments is going to make the most money. Your calendar got to be your boss. What you need to do is have it set up so that every day you have, next thing you know, you're not desperate. You're not smelling like desperation and cocoa butter. You hear what I'm saying to you? All right. Give yourself on scale of 1 to 5 appointments. Like how many appointments do you have set up this week? Do you have an amount of appointments where you give yourself a 5? Do you have an amount of appointments where you give yourself, for what you think you're capable of, you give yourself a 4? Where are you guys at with setting appointments? That's number 8. I got 2 more for you. But where are you at with number 8? Where you at in number 8? Where you at with number 8? With this setting appointments thing. My man Brian says number 2. I love it, Brian. I'm gonna tell you, bro, you a millionaire, dog. You really see your opportunity for improvement. You know how scary it is if we're already the best we can be? You know how depressing that would be? Oh my God. I love the idea, man, of being out here knowing that even though I'm, I ain't no slouch, I can get much, much better. That's Kaizen in a nutshell. That's Kaizen in a nutshell. All right, here's number 9. Here's number 9. I ain't gonna press y'all out. I know y'all a little bit scared. Okay, Vita brave. Vita gave herself a number 1. Kermit like -5. Kermit, you hard on yourself, man. That mean I know you hard on us. You know what I mean? I mean, I know you hard on everybody you love because you hard on yourself. Start loving on yourself a little bit. Be aware. Be aware. But come on, Kermit, you a beast out here. And let's do something about it this week. Let's set more appointments. Let's set more appointments. I dare you, Kermit, go back through your email, pull up those magic sentences emails. Just isolate "We Are Millionaire Minded." Look at all the emails that I send. That, you know what? That's another good point. If y'all ain't joined the email list, you might want to do that. Some of you know about the email list, some of you don't. But I dare you, man. Come to Millionaire Minded, and what you want to do is just is get on the email list. Go to millionaireminded.com. Go to millionaireminded.com. Go to millionaireminded.com, y'all. Go to millionaireminded.com and join that email list. All right, here's number 9. But Kermit, if you go through that thing, you're going to see all kinds of sentences that are in there that you can just call your people and use. And it's just free money. It's free money. Like, remember that one time I sent out to everybody? Y'all remember that sentence where I was like, you call them and then just be like, hey, it's been brought to my attention. I'm not that good at telling people what I do. Apparently I'm shy or something, but check it out. Did you know that I help people with blank? Because it's true, I do. Can you or anybody else use that? If not, it's no big deal, but I just wanted to make sure I asked. They can only say 3 things. Yeah, I need that. Damn, I was just thinking about that. Wow, I can't believe you called. 2, nah, you know what? Call my sister. Or 3, nah, I don't. Who cares? You already said if not, it's no big deal, so you don't have to feel rejection. But these are the simple things you can do to just fill up your appointment list. Because after you call them, you're like, hey, so they told me that you such and such and such. Is that true? Okay, cool. We ain't got time to talk about it now, but tell me this. Would 3 o'clock tonight be better, or would 7 p.m. tomorrow? You give them 2 alternative choices. You done. You out of there. Appointment. But here go number 9. Follow-up, baby. Follow-up. Where you at with the follow-up? Yeah, Cowrie. That's what I'm talking about. Where you at with the follow-up? Where you at with the follow-up? Amira, your boss used which one? This stuff works. I'm telling you. I'm giving y'all the jewels, man. Here's number 9. Follow-up. Fortune's in the follow-up. But check it out. Retention's in the follow-up. So fortune's in the follow-up, but also retention's in the follow-up. Listen to me. Fortune's in a follow-up. People that don't buy instantly always buy eventually, as long as you got truth and justice on your side, right? But then there's also retention in the follow-up. What do I mean? Every dollar, every dime, every time, every energy, every resource you poured into them in the beginning, they said to themselves, you better head because I'm about to pay you. It's not till you follow up after they already bought something that they fall in love with your brand. That's when they become loyal, and loyal customers are priceless. Oh my God. But you got to be loyal to them first. That's how it goes, right? So what you got to do is learn the follow-up game. Good customer service, continued contact. It goes a long way to making them want to brag on you, which is where referrals come from. You don't want to annoy people, but you do want a system for staying in touch. Give yourself a scale of 1 to 5 on this. What's your follow-up game like? Do you have an email newsletter? We already talked about that. That's a great way to get your name in front of people. It's a great way to do one-to-many communication. A lot of us be caught up in one-to-one communication. You need one-to-many communication, y'all. And email lets you do that. Live streaming, like broadcasting and stuff. It lets you do that. But what I'm saying is, what's your system looking like, right? You got to follow up. You're talking about a home-based business. Listen to me. It's your job to train and make sure your people are at least plugged in with the training. That's your job. You got to follow up with them. You can't just sign them up and then just leave them out there, right? You can't just sign them up and then just be like, well, man, I hope you can swim. Here we go. And then throw them in the, come on, man. You got to follow up. It's your job to support them. It's your job to encourage them. Share this right now with somebody with a home-based business that needs to hear this, y'all. Right? And you ain't doing it because you a monk. You ain't doing it because you a nun. You some highly evolved being, even though you might be. Check it out. It's also good self-interest. It's also good self-interest. Tell them, Jeff. It's also good self-interest. Why? Because your success partly depends on their success. Here's the last one I got for you. It's time to go do our affirmations, y'all. We really went a little long, and I apologize for that, but I hope you got something out of this in yesterday's training, man. The whole idea is that you got to use your analytical skills, right? You got to give yourself a vibe where you're okay being honest with where you are on these scales. Number 10 is stick with it. And what I mean by that is you have to make a commitment to not just quit, where you keep on like paying your monthly fee. Okay, you didn't quit. I'm talking about you can't quit your activity. You have to make a commitment to not quit the activity. You see the difference? Some people done quit, but they still paying because their ego won't let them allow themselves to quit. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't mad at that because at least you're being strong in that way. I'm just asking you to look at your motivation. I'm asking you to look at why it is you're really doing this, because not quitting because you don't want people to call you a quitter. You don't want to feel like a quitter. That's yourself. You still caught in your own brain. And all suffering comes from self-absorption. What I'm asking you to do is look at whether you can see yourself making a commitment to not quit the activity. I'm talking about those 5 calls a day you said you were going to make. Listen to me. I don't care if your business is party promotions, if your business is getting sponsorships for companies. I don't care if your business is, a to-go delivery service for the restaurant, for the restaurants that serve the office buildings in your area. Maybe you got your own delivery service instead of Uber Eats. So you just handling the catering for all the office buildings. You better call 5 people a day if that's what you said you were going to do. Not keep on working your job and say, I got this business on the side, this home business on the side, and I'm barely paying attention to it. So now you don't have to say you quit. Oh, that's my baby. My business is my baby. Oh, that's my baby. And you being eager to. Now, we don't care about that. Your business, your baby is starving. Your baby is skinny. You see what I mean? You keeping the baby alive, but the baby on life support. What we saying is feed the baby. And you feed the baby with T-I-M-E. Baby spell love, T-I-M-E. Same thing with loving on your business. Same thing with loving on your clients. Stick with the activity. Stick with the activity. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I hope that was helpful. Love y'all, man. It's affirmation time. I don't know if you ever tried affirmations, but they dope as hell, man. Like the world be programming us all day. We might as well program ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like, no, I don't know what you're saying. That's for weirdos. All right. We're going to keep being weird and getting rich. Repeat after me. I am so happy and grateful